Welcome back to the live television craziness known as In the Can here at Park City Television. And it's a complete fake out that we're just cracking up on the stage right now because we're going to discuss some very serious and terrifying film that is being buzzed about like a crazy at this year's Sundance. It's in the midnight section where all the cool kids hang out. The film is called The Babadook, and my guests are director and writer Jennifer Kent and actor Essie Davis. Ladies,
hi,
good morning.
Jerry.
Thank you for coming.
Good morning.
I'm sorry for
waking us up.
For waking you up. I really am. Except that I wanted to meet the people who scared the you-know-what out of this yank. People are going crazy over this film, are they not? I mean, that's my sense.
Yeah, we had our premiere last night, and there was a fair bit of sort of screaming and then laughing, and
there was a lot of screaming and a lot of oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
I'm so
it's
sorry
okay,
that
it's
I
okay,
screamed.
honey, it's okay. I'm so sorry if I hurt you. Oh no. Like, there was a lot
That's right. Scream all you want. Just stop texting.
yeah. There was no texting that I saw.
No, it was actually very restrained.
Yeah.
So the thing that I'm most interested in, and we had the folks from Dead Snow, Red vs. Dead on the Mountain Views program last evening, which was a laugh riot and obviously a different version of the broadest definition of horror, a very different paradigm, what you're working within.
Yeah.
But overall, it's a category and a genre that is, in some ways, is it fair to say, being completely redefined as fine cinema with excellent writing?
It's funny because I think so, but I think it's always been there. You know, you've had from early the silent films, you've had amazing sort of art house horror, if you like, and then you've had Polanski with his domestic horrors. So there is a history of it.
And
The Shining,
lots of really beautifully written, eloquent horror movies.
Elevated
that are
kind of genre,
terrifying.
I guess. But with this one, for me anyway, the story has been more important than the scares. So it's a love story about a mother travelling towards being able to love her son, and she goes through hell to get there. But it was just horror was the natural platform for it. But the story for me is king, and the other stuff kind of supports the story, if you like.
And last night was my second viewing as the actor, and I was profoundly moved last night, and I was horrified. As I watched, I was actually horrified, and that made me go, oh yeah, this is why this is a horror movie, is because it is horrifying what parents can do to their children, and the depths of how raw that relationship can be.
And with
motherhood's not always easy.
Yeah.
And with a setup, for lack of a better term, of that universally understandable. I think even if you're not a parent, as long as you're a grown-up, you've been around parents who, in some cases, are terrified with fear because of caring for their child, but also, as we know, a lot of parents out there who don't take care of their children.
Well, that's right.
Terrifying.
And I think with the mother, the symbol of the mother is like the absolute archetypal symbol of love and, you know, nurturing and caring. And if you even think of that being taken away, it's terrifying. You know, it's a great taboo for a woman not to be capable, for whatever reason, of loving her child. And that's the territory of the film. And I think that's what people ultimately are drawn to about.
There is also this. There is a monster in the cupboard. Is there a monster in the cupboard? And that is like an age-old, like fairy tale of, like, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it.
Me too. Just now.
Going.
Knock it off, Essie.
Come on, and also the actual torture of sleep deprivation, of the nightly routine of dealing with a child who has nightmares, and the nightly routine of a child who is in fear, and so. Every child has this kind of night terror and trauma, especially when they're young. But just dealing with that kind of fear of a child and nightly being awake and proving that there's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
that kind of sleep deprivation.
Absolutely, and I'm going to refrain from making any sort of a joke about the Sundance Film Festival because what you're talking about is a very serious thing, and we're all tired already. It's only the first weekend of the festival, but by the same token, in all seriousness, it is a terrible component of that kind of a situation. And I remember, I didn't have it bad, but I remember being a kid, having bad dreams, and I remember being able, even as a young child, being able to sense my mother's distraught emotions in those times, both in the middle of the night and, you know, the sun rises in the morning and you wake up and are just hurtling forward into the light and away from all of those feelings and those sensations.
Yeah, but and for me the film is very positive in that way because it is heading towards light.
Yes.
And a lot of horror films don't tend to.
No, it is
down
like
to
a
the
film
finish.
about a catharsis, really. It's a film that is at a crisis point where there has been so much repression that the eruption of that absolute fatigue
The inevitability.
actually leads to a good place, which during the film, well into the film, you think that it's not going to end with any kind of light.
Should we take a look at the clip?
Yeah, okay.
Trailer, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Excellent.
Yeah. Who made that?
Who? I do not believe that these
Who
two
did
lovely
that to
ladies were
people?
involved
That's
in the
not good.
conception of that story. Oh, it's okay. They're universal themes, as you said, and
Yes.
you explored them beautifully. And even though I
Thank
haven't
you,
yet
Joe.
seen the film, I am heartened by the fact that I can sit down to watch it knowing that it is inevitably going toward the light and not all the way down the hill.
No, not down the drain.
Not down the drain. Jennifer, Essie, thank you so much for this beautiful film. Thank you for being here.
Thanks,
And
Ray.
we wish you all the best, not only for a wonderful festival, but beyond. Is there any social media stuff you would like to tell folks?
Yeah, we have the Babadook movie on Facebook, and we'll have a website, but you can certainly catch us on Facebook and like us, and you'll get all the updates when it's
Facebook
coming
like.
to you.
It's the thing
Like
to
it.
do.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
Thank
Have a
you for
wonderful
having
time.
us.
Cat naps for you all.
Yes, yeah.
Indeed.
Beauty sleep.
Cheers. All right, next up, Drunktown's finest, Shauna and Shannon Baker are here. Please stay tuned to In the Can on Park City Television.